I feel better than I have in 20 years. I just turned 40 a week ago, and I feel healthy. I feel ready, and I still feel anxious. And I'm just coming to understand that that anxiousness might just be there for the rest of my life. And that's okay because there's ways to work with it and transmute it.
Do you think that anxiousness is actually some part of it is a good thing, that it tells you that you're actually excited and that you care? It's like if you felt nothing, that it's like as a musician getting on stage, it's like you should feel some nerves and um you should feel something getting on stage. Even if you've done it 1,000 times, it tells you that you still care about the outcome, you still want to put on a good show, you still want to entertain those that have spent their hard-earned cash to come see you.
Yeah, I totally agree. It also tells you that you're doing something that's exciting and maybe reaching some sort of creative edge and it's not stagnant and boring. Yeah, it's a balance because it can drive me to, makes you hungrier sometimes when you think there's something looming, and it can become devastating and gut wrenching when it consumes you. So there's some sort of balance with that darker energy that I've been working on for most of my life.
For our listeners that might also have some level of anxiety, do you have any tips to help them overcome that? It sounds like you have a little bit of experience and you found ways that have helped you with that.
Yeah. And it's funny, like I have so many rituals and so many practices that really stem from the gut wrenching parts. And so, meditation, journaling, walks, movement, exercise, men's groups. There's like so many different things that every year I'm really lucky that I find one or two new things that I incorporate into my rituals. And the moment I veer away from those rituals, I can feel things change. And I can feel it's like I don't do well when I am just a human. And when I don't have those practices, I'm just a human. And it's really hard being just a human. But when I have those practices, I tap into the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it. And I'm a soul having a human experience, which is totally different than just being a human. And that connection to something above and beyond me unites me to everything as well. And it's connected to purpose, and purpose is connected to drive for me.
And what do you think is so hard about being a human? I have my ideas on that, but why is the human condition such a tough one?
Again, I can only speak from my experience, but there's a heaviness, there's like hopelessness, there's like when you go into it, it's just like there's a lot of dark things that happen in the world. There's a lot of impossibilities, there's a lot of heaviness, there's a lot of denseness, like, and if you are only that, it's easy to see negativity everywhere. And for me, it's like it's balance. I don't want, the other side of it is I don't want to just be a soul because that, you know, negates the purpose of my soul coming to this planet, and I'm spiritually bypassing the experience. So I'm trying to find out, again, balance is like one of the fundamental themes of my life. That balance between the soul who chose to come here and have a human experience. And for me, that's just like so deeply connected to creativity and art, um, without bypassing and just sitting and meditating and being like, I don't care about anything happening on the planet. I am a superior being. It's like, yo, you're missing it. You came here for the ride. Enjoy the ride, but don't become the ride.
Yeah, we're the only species that's aware of our incoming death. And that, I mean, if that doesn't put a heaviness on you, I don't know what will. I mean, if you look at rabbits and dogs and cats, they live in the moment because they don't know that they will die at some point. It's just something that ends up happening. So it's, when you think about it, us be at all times being aware that, like, yeah, we're all gonna die. We just don't know when. I mean, if that's not grounds for a little heaviness, I don't know what is.
Yes, and for me, it's the exact opposite. Death is the most inspiring, liberating, load lightening thing in my life. And I know I'm not the majority here. There's a reason I carry this guy around everywhere. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can get focus on that. Memento Mori. It says, you could leave life right now. And when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, it's not just me. There's others who vibe with this concept of it's just unknown. It's so precious. Life, you could literally be the healthiest person in the world and get hit by a bus and it's over. And there's something about that just focused me and gave me a fire and a drive of, like, I'm a photographer. I'm like, there's more photos I need to take. There's more words I need to say. There's more words I need to write. There's more kisses I need to give. And there's no way I'm ready for that yet. So I got to get going. I got to move and do things.
You see that a lot in Stoicism, that they study death, and they daily they think about death, and they what is it they say, that death is one of the things that allows you to live. Like, thinking of death is what can inspire you to live today. And Steve Jobs has that famous commencement speech where he talks about, he was diagnosed with cancer, and that has allowed him to live better, even though, he'll pass away sooner than most. It allowed him to know that today is precious because I don't have that many more of these coming.
Exactly. It's that great paradox, that irony. Yeah, I got this from the Daily Stoic, actually. And I
Is that
literally
Ryan
carry it.
Ryan Holiday? Is that the Daily Stoic?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 I carry it all the time. And it's so instrumental to my creativity, my spirituality, and so much of the work I do.
Do you think that darkness and that anxiety that actually helps you as a photographer?
Yes. And again, I'm going to use that B word, balance, because if you know me, you know that I am a paradox, or maybe not, depends on your perspective. But um, I love the sacredness of the stuff we're talking about, life and its sacredness, and God and soul. And I'm the silliest mofo you'll ever meet. I play, I'm silly, I'm goofy. I like have so much space and room for this dude. I carry that skull with me everywhere, but I also have pictures of little Darius throughout my house, because play and death, again, they're the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin. And yes, the anxiety drives me, but too much of it will kill me. The play lifts me, too much of it will make me ungrounded. So I play between the intersection of sacred and silly a lot.